Welcome to my new series called Dark Studies. Here we're going to talk about what I've learned in forensic psychology each semester, but I'm going to break it down week by week. I'm in 2 classes right now, but one of the most interesting that we're going to talk about first is about sanity issues. So with that being said, I will decipher each week which class we're talking about and give you the class name. And then when we move on to a new semester, I'm going to do the same thing. So with that being said, let's get started. The first one that we're going to talk about is psychological evaluation of competencies, syndromes, and sanity issues. Now for the first week, we talked about what a forensic psychologist is. Essentially, a forensic psychologist is someone who morphs psychology and law and puts them together in order to tell a judge and jury why somebody did what they did to the best of their abilities, what diagnoses they might have. It just explains the case a little bit more in depth that a lawyer can't do by themselves. Forensic psychologists can not only be hired by the court, but they can also be hired by somebody's personal lawyer. So why would you want to hire a forensic psychologist in your court case? Competency evaluations, various assessments, getting a diagnosis on someone can be used for advocating victim rights, family law, which we're going to get into this semester as well, and a plethora of other things. Okay, there's a lot of things that you can do with forensic psychology. Just because you're a forensic psychologist too doesn't mean that every single week you're going to court. If you're a really good writer, most of the time you don't even have to go to court. You'll give your report to the lawyer, and if a lawyer is able to understand and regurgitate the information in a proper way to where your words aren't getting screwed up, most likely you don't have to go to court. However, there are times where you are going to have to go to court and you are going to have to testify on behalf of evaluating this other person. A forensic psychologist is not there for the client, nor are they going against the client. It's literally a completely unbiased opinion. So whether they were hired by the court or for the lawyer, they're not in favor of or not to, however you say that. Like if somebody goes out and and the lawyer's like, yo, I need you to do a little some, get them off. No, sir, I don't play backdoor like that. I am a professional and I am unbiased. Meaning you're going to do your evaluation on that person. And if they have a diagnosis or something that impacted their case or, makes them look bad, you got to tell the court regardless. That doesn't mean that somebody's going to be like, oh, I don't like your answer. Bye-bye. And get rid of you. That's just a private attorney thing. But it doesn't matter. You still have to give your unbiased opinion, and there's a lot of things that you can go to court for. Some of the ways that forensic psychologists are able to pull in a professional unbiased opinion on others is through assessments, interviews, collateral information. There's a lot of things that they use, guys. They don't just look at somebody and are like, I sniff out something wrong with you. No, they have to have a lot of evidence on stuff and be able to back it up in court, or else you're going to look like a dingbat. And you don't want to look like a dingbat in court. There's a lot of ways that people can utilize their forensic psychology degree, and I understand that a lot of people are like, well, I have a hard time with it. I totally understand that. In your master's, you're probably still going to have a hard time, but if you get a doctorate, let's just pretend you have a doctorate, you can get into victim advocacy, competency evaluations, criminal responsibility, insanity evaluations, sentencing, and risk assessments, and expert witness testimony, which is obviously when you're actually going to court and providing the information that's in your report. So with that being said, let me know if you guys have any questions. I understand it can be a little bit of a gray area between criminal psychology and forensic psychology. I already made a couple videos on that, deciphering them both. If you guys have more questions, please let me know. But welcome to the first week of forensic psychology, and we'll see what we're going to learn next week.